What up, guys? Welcome back to Benny Hills Fishing. Know it's been a minute. You're probably not going to like this video because it's kind of one of those rants or response to kind of what's been going on lately. But, we got some stuff cooking in Massachusetts again, so we know it's mid-season. We know. We're complaining about tournaments and bodies of water and everything else. We know it. Reality of it is, most of the stuff that people are talking is true. There is a reality of it that we have too many tournaments on any given body of water during a season. And I can ask you this question and be honest. How many tournaments do you think really should be held within a month on any given body of water? And how many tournaments on a body of water should there be in a season? There's a lot to that. And then also the topic kind of on that, spreading around, exploring different bodies of water, yada, yada, yada. Reality of it is it's kind of tough pulling permits for different bodies of water sometimes to suffice the needs that you have for either your club or your organization. That's just a fact. We're limited to how many spots we get. That's tough. That really is tough. The next thing that's been huge, though, it's like everyone wants to complain about the spawn. Now, personally, and I don't like getting into the conversation, I'm not all bored of what everyone says about the spawn, but if I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to acknowledge it, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? We have too many tournaments on any given body of water throughout the whole season. The spawn, if you were to give me a reason that would be negative, that doesn't have to deal with your personality or what you want to do or whatever, that you're going to tell me that if we don't fish a lake in May, that it's going to hurt the lake or hurt the fish population, opposed to saying, hey, if we don't fish in May, we know we're not going to hurt any fish. We know we're not going to interrupt them during their mating season. We know all this. But yet we still won't make that decision to do that. And that's the issue right there, guys, is we can hear all the data till we're blue in the face. Right now, there's too many tournaments in Massachusetts. We're fishing a lot of tournaments probably during the spawn. Right now, any tournament organization, any tournament director could right now, at this moment, today, cancel any permit that's in May. Cancel any of them. Undoubtedly, that would protect us from fishing during the spawn. We can still go and fish and do our pleasure thing. And on top of it, it would cut down on the amount of tournaments. And the second thing we could truly do, but we're probably not going to do it. I know most of y'all. You're not even going to want to consider it. Look at what bodies of water you're fishing. And if you see you're doubled up or you have a lot of tournaments on that body of water during that month, and you say to yourself, you're like, dude, this isn't good. Maybe change the venue, change the location, do something about it. There's so many things that we can't change in this industry and we can't change with Massachusetts. But we can, as anglers, at the end of the day, always do what we need to do. It's just sad at the end of the day. We can't sit there and do the right thing, even though we know it's the right thing. Come together and say, hey, look, maybe, we shouldn't be fishing tournaments in May. And that will also help us not have as many tournaments during the season. Maybe we should come up with a gentleman's agreement and say, hey, look, if you notice your tournament's on that body of water and there's like 8 tournaments that month on that same body of water, are you really doing yourself any favors? And then you look at next month, it's the same thing. And you look at the month after that, it's the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. Y'all are adults. You could solve the problem. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't want people thinking, oh yeah, here we go. But no, it's all reality. You could do something about it. You could just simply make a rule in your organization, or you could just sit there and say, hey, guys, we're not going to fish during May. None of my club isn't doing it. We're not going to put any trails on in May. I'd really appreciate it if you followed suit. You don't have to. I'm not going to punish you if you don't. Blah, 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 blah. And see the outcome of it. But to sit there and say these things and then just not just take the next step. Take the next right step. No one's going to stop you. And if they are, you really need to look at them and go, what is your argument? That we need to have more bass tournaments on this body of water? We need to hurt the fish more and more and more, and we need to do all these things more and more and more? Or, hey, Is it really going to hurt the body of water if we don't fish and we spread it out? Is it going to hurt it more or be more helpful? Ask yourself those questions. You know, you got to do these things, guys. You got to be about it. You got to realize that, hey, at the end of the day, it's us as the anglers that are creating this situation. Now, there's many things I can go on about it, and some of it has to do with bass fishing in Massachusetts, but I'm going to save that for a different video more than likely and kind of go into discussion about that. But if you notice that you have too many tournaments on a body of water, what are you as a tournament director or a participant going to say? What are you going to do? What's your thoughts? Are you going to say, hey, you know what? He's right. We have too many tournaments on here. Maybe we just be the bigger guy and go somewhere else. You know, it's a novel thought. It's easy. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's January. You tell me we can't fix our schedules to do something like this, to make it more beneficial for our conservation of our waters in Massachusetts, that it's way more important for us to go out and fish a bass tournament than it is to make sure that our lakes and our fish populations are doing well. I don't know, y'all. Anyways, if you like this one, get at me, share it, I hope. But hey, we'll see you at the expo. It's coming up real quick. Peace.